What's up? This is Gilbert Arenas rocking with the 3-Point Conversion Radio. Y'all tune in. Holla at your boy.
So you don't have to go through testing and stuff? Yeah, that's what we're doing. We're headed to Buffalo.
That's smart.
It is, but it's hellish. But it is.
Could you have imagined you guys would have to start that third quarter you did?
You know, I didn't. I just thought we played so well in the first half. Like, I thought they hit us with every shot. They really did in the first half. And, you know, they have 11 or 12 more shots than us. 10 offensive rebounds. But I just thought we never wavered. I told our guys it was the most serious game I think we played this year. Like, there's no messing around. I thought we came with a great intent. And that's a lesson. So, first of all, I'd like to say, congratulations to the Raptors. I thought this series made us a better basketball team. We actually needed them in some ways. You know, we are a new team and we're still growing. And so, you know, with all the switching and all the different things they did, I thought it was really good for our team. I thought it was really something good to go through. We obviously came out, winning the series 4-2 was very good, you know, but we were pushed. And we were pushed because of them, and I thought that was great.
To that point, with the way you guys did respond in the third quarter, obviously, 1-point game, shot 58% in the first half, played really well, showing up one.
Yeah.
When you're talking about the growth you guys showed, I imagine that's
talking about
you guys come out in the situation like that,
Yeah.
pressure and response.
Yeah, it was pressure, but that was funny. Before the game, I told them 120 is our number. I said, we're going to score at least 120. And I said, if we do that, they can't get there if we defend right and rebound right. And then at halftime, I looked at, we had great shots and we were going to keep getting those. And I told us, we can rebound the ball. We can stretch this lead quickly. And that was quicker than I thought. Obviously, we made every shot and we got out into the break. And that's, the pace of the game was back in our favor tonight.
Just looking ahead, what kind of challenges does the Miami Heat present you guys now?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, they're good. They're deep. They're veterans. We're going to go play grown men, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
What type of tone did James set in that first quarter? Just felt like he was attacking.
Yeah, it was great. This last 2 days, we really got him in the right spots, we wanted to just keep freeing his mind up, just keep attacking. And what I loved about James tonight, I thought he scored those 10 points quickly. And instead of looking for more points, he started becoming a point guard again. And then he went back to scoring. So I thought, I jokingly called him scoring Magic Johnson. And I thought that's what he did tonight. He assisted and scored on a lot of buckets for us.
As you talked about, and I'm just paraphrasing, this is the most focus y'all had this year. Was it the last two games? They look at it as if we just let it slip away.
Yeah, let's give Toronto credit. I thought, especially game 5, I thought they just beat us. They played harder for sure. I didn't think we had great focus, so I would say that. But the film session we had after that game was not a pleasant one. I would say that. We didn't get but to halftime because there was so much talking during it. But I thought that was great for us. We left, we came back the next day, and you could see us in practice. This team's serious. And so that was good.
And also today, also today, when you go to shoot around, typically when you see a team lose 2 games like that, you hear the outside noise, you see little guys.
Yeah, I didn't think we listened to the outside noise. It's funny. Our shoot around was terrible today because they didn't want any more. And I called it. I told Dave 15 minutes in shoot around. They didn't want to hear us anymore. They were done with coaching and they had heard it already. They were ready to play. They were locked in. And so we cut shoot around short. Know when your team is ready. And so we got out of there quick. That was a 35-minute shoot around this morning because of that.
You switched up your rotation a little bit today with bringing Paul Reed in midway through, giving Joel
we just felt like Joel was doing too much. And we felt like the best unit for Paul would be having 4 starters on the floor with him instead of bringing him in with 3 other bench guys. So, and that was perfect. Joel loved it. We had to sell it to him because that is not a rotation he's ever liked. But he took it, and then you could tell when he went back in with 2 minutes. And our sell to him was, when you go back in, you'll be in penalty. And so he loves that. So he was very happy with that.
He's obviously dealing with the thumb, but it seemed like he started to get into a comfort level of playing today.
Yeah.
Is that a good sign for you guys?
That is. I mean, that, especially at the elbows. I swear to God, I've been saying it all year, and just it was so nice to see him tonight. Like, I'm going to be an elbow guy and dominate the elbows, and he's passing from there so well as well. So I think he sees it now, and that's good for our team moving forward.
In the first quarter, you guys had 20 points in the paint.
Yeah.
I mean, was that a conscious effort?
Yeah. We did that in game 1 and 2. We got away from it. Their switching had us just playing out on the perimeter, and what we're saying is every time they switch, drive the basketball, kick the basketball, drive the basketball. And I thought we did that. And that was really, listen, I was happy with all of them. But Tyrese tonight, he was just fantastic. But his speed, we had speed back in the game.
I wanted to ask you about Tyrese. Last time we were here, you told us about the conversation that you had with him on the court in the middle of game 4.
Yeah.
In the 5 days since then, what have you seen from him, and how gratifying is it to see him?
We just keep telling him to attack. He's a second-year player who didn't play a lot last year, and just trying to get him to see who he is. And I tell him that every day. I cannot believe in you more than you. You have to be the guy, and you have to act like you belong. And so I thought that third quarter was great, pushing it up, taking shots, being aggressive. I told him great players make room for each other. And tonight I thought every guy, James made room for Joel made room for Tyrese made room for Tobias. Everybody was comfortable playing in their space. And that's a great sign for us.
Reflecting on the series overall, what do you think of what Tobias was able to do?
Tobias is amazing. He's like, numbers wise, obviously you'll look at Tyrese and James and Joel, but Tobias might have been the most valuable guy in this series. Guarding Siakam is not easy. And he did it throughout, and he did it with vigor and with just great fight.
Danny had two shooting performances in a row that were really good. Just how important was that in particular?
That is a vet. Like, if you're gonna go on a road, you should bring Danny Green with you. Really, he is not phased at all. He's pump faking, taking threes. He's just, it's what we didn't have last year. People forgetting that series last year we lost Danny, and we didn't have that veteran presence. So it's really nice to see him play the way he's played.
Even looking ahead, like with sticking Danny Green in the starting lineup, keeping with that, is that looking?
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah.
What is it going to be like having more than a day to prepare for this? I know
It's nice. I was so worried. Like I really felt confident going into the game. I'll be honest, and I said that to our guys. But then when I was looking at the schedule, I said, well, this is an important game tonight. This is a must-win for us because, going to play Miami there, we needed a day off. And they, the coaches won't tomorrow. I've already told them, but the players certainly will.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. When does your preparation start?
The great news is we got this 20-hour bus ride coming up. So I told the guys we'll be done with Miami tape by the end of our bus ride. So we'll start tonight. I honestly, and I don't do this often, I watch 2 hours a day. I just did. I just thought it's going to be a short turnaround. So that's confidence, I guess. But I was confident in our guys. Thank you, guys.
Y'all travel safe?
Yes.
Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Drive safe.
I will.
We took the mountains, get you whatever.
Seemed like right from the came out and hit the dunk right away. They had 10 points in the box. Just try to make that statement to try to check out some right line.
We weren't going back to Philly for Game 7. We had opportunities these last few games to put them away, and we just didn't. So I wanted to come out and be aggressive, not just scoring the basketball, but making the right plays and getting into the paint. I knew good things will happen. I think defensively we came out with a great mindset to slow them down. Obviously they shot the ball extremely well in that first half, but we knew for an entire 4-quarter game, if we had that mindset defensively to be engaged and rebound the basketball, we had a pretty good chance of winning.
The third quarter was huge for you guys. Just what kind of changed at halftime or anything to get you guys going?
I think defensively, we went a lot of zone. We did a really good job. The only problem was offensive rebounding, and they had. I don't know the exact number, but they had too many points for offensive rebounds. So wanted to control that, limit them to one shot and gain rebound. I think that third quarter, was a prime example of how great we can be if we do that.
So kind of go off of what James was saying, Doc mentioned to us that he thought that was the most serious game that you guys were playing all year. That shoot around was cut short because you guys were locked in. Like, just can you speak to sort of maybe what the past 2 days have been like to sort of get you guys ready for a game like this?
Yeah, I mean, we really knew what was at stake. The disappointment from, game 4 and 5 as well. So coming up here, we knew that we had one goal, and that was to win this game and do it by any means. I mean, the first half, we had a bunch of different plays that, defensively, we played good defense. They just made shots. But overall, we knew coming out of the third quarter that we needed to really have a hot quarter to help us win the game. And we did it through the defensive end, getting stops, getting out running, having our pace. Tyrese was huge in making big shots for us in that third quarter. And we just, rolled off of that momentum. So, that was kind of a standard of how we want to play and how we know we can play. And going into, the second round, that's what we had to do.
Speaking of the second round, what just really kind of stands out to either of you guys about what the Heat are able to do?
Just, the guys they have on the floor, the way that they, execute offensively and shooting the 3 ball and all the movement that they do. But we know it's going to be a challenge for us that we'll game plan for and get ready for. But, that's our next task, and that's what we got to get ready for and just be ready to embrace the challenge.
James, what does this type of game do for you as far as showing sort of where you're at, as far as continuing? It's easy to forget that you're still new to this team and balancing the scoring with the distributing and just everything you're bringing to the table.
Today was great. I think it was a balance of both. I think the entire game, we knew what we were trying to accomplish offensively, and we just continue to stick with it. And as a result of that, we got great shots. I think every possession, and you can get a great shot every possession, man. It's obviously it helps your offense, but then defensively it helps that as well. And I think that's what we did, especially in that second half. My confidence continues to grow. As I learn my teammates, learn what they like to do, and in moments like this, you really learn. And today was a great win for us.
How cool were the last 2 days? Just like Doc had kind of mentioned, he was really working with you and showing you some stuff. Like, how beneficial was having those 2 days off?
It was great. All of this is new. We're trying to figure it out on the fly. And things aren't going to be great all the time. But I think the more we can communicate and I think all of us are on the same page and want the same thing, and that's to win, be the last team standing. So we listen with open ears, and we go out there and just try to play our butts off.
James, this is your first time playing the playoffs with Tobias. Doc just had some strong words for what he was able to do throughout the series. Right. What did his consistency mean to you in this series?
Tobias was great. Especially on the defensive end, like the task to guard Siakam basically the entire game. We asked a lot of him, and I think he stepped up to the challenge. Obviously, his shot making was great. His attacks to the rim was great. Tonight, he rebounded the basketball great, which we need from him consistently. But I think defensively, which he doesn't get a lot of credit for, he was on one this series, and we're gonna need that going forward from him. Because he's so versatile.
Tobias, what do you Tobias, what do you feel like you guys most learned from this series? Just the punches you guys did take from the Raptors, the way they play. Just what do you guys really think most gained from going through 6 games playing?
It was definitely a lot of learning lessons. Obviously, first off, can't get high, can't get too low. And then we just gotta stick with each other. I mean, there's so much outside noise that can creep in during when you don't exceed expectations. But we know as a group that we have to hold each other accountable and just be ready. It's the playoffs. Teams are going to make adjustments. Things are not going to go your way. Sometimes things are going to go your way, but you just got to be truly resilient through the process. And tonight you saw that a full effort, pretty much the whole game of how we wanted to play and just sticking through. We just got to stay balanced. And especially during this stretch, that's huge for us. Just stay balanced. Can't get caught up in what everyone has to say. I mean, we understand, we wanted to sweep, obviously as NBA players, we want to sweep. It didn't happen that way. But for us, I think, it's part of our story, and it's one thing that's going to happen that's just going to lead to the growth of our unit and our team. And, I knew going into this series after game 4 that we lost that it wasn't going to be easy for us. And we don't want it to be easy. And we just got to fight through that.
But just for you, being as a leader, was there any messages that you told Tyrese to kind of maybe help him out a little bit on the offensive end, or was it just kind of all him at this point?
Yeah, it's just all him. He's a heck of a player. And, I didn't think that, he was really in an offensive funk. I didn't think so. I just thought that, when proper opportunity comes for him to take over and do what he needs to do, he's going to shine, and he did that. And I think that's the beauty of our team is getting big efforts from different guys on different nights. And that's what's really going to push us along this run in the playoffs. Because, somebody may not have it going one of the nights, and we just need somebody to pick us up and keep us rolling. But once we get that full effort from everybody, we're a very hard team to beat.
Chance to return the favor. This was your first playoff series with James. On a night like tonight, what does he give you that you haven't had in the past?
I mean, if you just look at the box score, plus 38, somebody's hogging it. Well, that's what it was, right? 33, is that it? Yeah, thanks.
Sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, plus 38. And honestly, tonight, we were just attacking mismatches out there, and he's able to get downhill. You saw the dunk in the first quarter. He's going to do more of that, I hope. But no, I mean, but you just saw the full arsenal of what he can do and making plays and getting in the lane. So just such a tough person to guard. So when he's doing all those different moves and getting us involved, and also just pushing the pace, that's huge for our group and our team. So hats off to him and the work that he's put in, and just being able to stay solid and ride this wave with us is big.
Yeah, I have one question. There's one question. Today y'all came out with confidence. I mean, like extremely confident. Y'all didn't look like a team that 2 games slipped away from you. When you look back at those 2 games, do you feel like there's a little bit of overconfidence? I mean, with you guys being up 3-0, because you came out and just put the hammer on them.
I mean, like I said in the beginning, we knew what was at stake for us, and no disrespect to our fans, but we did not want to come back to Wells Fargo for Game 7. we wanted it to be ended tonight out here, and that was only right. So, we wanted to be in our building in Game 3 of the next series. But I think, I don't think in the other games, maybe we were overconfident, but I just think we had too much slippage of what was working for us. And that was why I thought we lost those other games. So we live and we learn from it and we push on. And now we got to get ready for round two.
James, what do you think of that Raptors team?
That's why, guys.
The fight they put up after taking a pretty deep hole for themselves. What do you think?
Man, that was one of the toughest like series I played in, just because of like their switching and their athleticism, their length. They throw different defenses at you, they throw boxing ones and zones, and they just mess up the game. Credit to obviously Nick Nurse, but just I mean they're a resilient team. They had injuries, guys in and out the lineups, and they just continue to fight, continue to find a way to stay in the game. Huge shout out to them, credit to them for even pushing it to a game 6, even without Fred in the lineup for a few games. So they had a hell of a series and a hell of a season.
Thanks, guys.
I think he just dipped. I don't know where he went. Is he coming? I don't think so. I think
Danny, you guys obviously come out in the third quarter and really played the hammer down there. What allowed you guys to really create separation?
we started getting some stops. We started getting rebounds. In the first half, we had some good defensive possessions where we would get stops, but we wouldn't finish the defense. They would get offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Chris Boucher gave him a lot of lift. They would get kick out threes or putbacks. So we finally limited that. Once we started getting some stops, it allowed us to actually, get some space and open the lead up a little bit.
For the last couple of days, I've a chatter about James after I think he had 11 shots in game 5. It seemed like he came out tonight really making a point to be aggressive from the opening tip. What did you think about the way he was able to set the tone?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he had to take a ton of shots either. He's playing point guard position. He's playing it very well, but he's picking his spots better. I think early on, getting to the rim and making them double team. When they do double team, he's finding guys. We try to find the mismatch or the matchup that we wanted and have him attack. Same thing with Joel. And when the double team came, we just try to make the right play. He made the right play time and time again. So did Joel. And we made them pay. We knocked down some shots. Tyrese had a big third quarter. Tobias defensively has been amazing all series, and offensively had a great game. And everybody contributed.
What kind of could tell on top of you yesterday, just the level of focus that this team had, or renewed focus, but that seemed to carry over to shoot around today, and then obviously to the game. Just can you sort of reflect on what the last 2 days have been like to sort of maybe recenter this group and get it ready to have a game?
When you have 2 days in between, to let a loss like that linger at home, it's hard to stay mad for that long. You guys want to get back on the court as soon as possible. You can see how guys are going through certain motions or certain sets when we have walkthrough or shoot around or practice. You can tell guys are itching to get back on the court because they know we didn't play well. We didn't play the way we were supposed to. We didn't take care of business the way we wanted to. But I take no credit from them. They've been playing amazing. They've been fighting. They got the DNA and had a hell of a year. Obviously, Pascal, all-star caliber player, could have been also this year. Fred, all-star player. He went down. Even with him going down, Boucher stepped up. Pressure stepped up. They had an amazing group of guys step up and play well for them. Trent as well. So they fought and they made it a series.
Miami is a very different type of team, but still, what do you feel like you guys learned from this series that you can apply?
A ton. I mean, we wouldn't want it any different way. We felt this is the series we needed to prepare if we were going to move forward to another team, a better team, or the next team. That this team would prepare us for that next stage. So they threw different things at us, different random stuff, trapping, jumping and going, and trusting each other, just playing the right way. We had to play the right way and play for 48 minutes in order to beat them, that they weren't going to quit. So, for sure that's what Miami's going to do. They probably shoot a lot more threes, but we know we have to box out, get to the offensive glass, not let them get to offensive glass. But we have a couple of days to, take a short breath, no real time to exhale. And we have to, get focused and ready for the next opponent.
You just kind of touched on it, but what are kind of the biggest things that stand out to you about the Heat, heading into the series?
They got a lot of different. They got a lot of depth with a lot of undrafted players that come off the bench that can give them, some good minutes. They shoot a lot of threes. They shoot it well. A couple guys that are all-star caliber players. A couple guys, 6-man a year caliber players. They have a lot of guys that can score in bunches. So we have to kind of figure out ways to slow them down, stop them, and offensively kind of, wear on them a little bit. But they have a lot of threats. They're a deep team, very good team. There's a reason why they're number 1 in the East. Even with guys hurting out, they find ways to win. But, we feel like we're a really good team too. We can, step up to that challenge and hopefully get it done.
And Doc was just talking about the veteran leadership that you bring to this team, that you brought to the series. And his direct quote was, if you're going to go on the road, you should bring Danny Green. What do those words mean to you?
It means a lot. It means that he trusted me, to get the group together. And he comes to me when it's, trying to make sure guys are locked in and focused and make sure Danny, make sure you get them, make sure they're solid, make sure they don't mess with the game. So for him to have that trust in me and have that faith in me, it speaks volumes, especially when we're down a man. I know everybody jokes around like I'm old, but I'm not that old yet. Still can get the job done. But, we had everybody step up and play well. Matisse not being able to be here. We got this one done for him. I know he's excited to be able to be with us full time now, get back into rhythm for him. But, Furkan, Isaiah Joe, Paul Reed, they all did an amazing job filling in for when they needed to. Shake. And obviously, George has been shooting extremely well when he comes here in this building. It's probably like 70-80%, but he's been doing what he does always. And we needed that, every step of the way.
He also talked about the difference it made to not have you in a playoff series last year versus having you in an important playoff series this year. When you reflect on sort of your journey as a Sixer so far, how good does a series like this feel, playing even more than you probably expected to?
Feels great. It feels great to be here and be healthy and be able to play the minutes I've been playing, and them to trust me in those minutes. Hopefully continue to stay healthy, not just me, but the rest of our group. That's the biggest key. The healthiest team that is playing the best basketball is going to be the one that's last team standing. So if we all stay healthy, we'll be great. But it's good to be back on the floor and instead of having that type of impact that we needed last year, what I think would have got us over the hump. So hopefully this year we can get it, get it done.
As being healthy, just what do you feel like has kind of got you in the rhythm that you're in now, sort of at the perfect time?
Just the minutes, just getting the minutes on the road with the James and Joel, and us figuring out when they're doubling, when they're where they're coming from, and then put me in the right spots or be in the right spots or setting screens when they need me to, and us just being on the same page. It took some time, but I think we've got a pretty good rotational thing going where we have certain guys setting screens at certain times, certain guys spacing or who's strong side corner, who's weak side. And also even with Tyrese, Tyrese is, Dan, I need you in that corner when I'm trying to get downhill on this side of the court so that they can't help. Just that having those minutes, those reps and that trust with those guys, that it helps, build a rhythm with most shooters.
Danny, what's the main differences you see between the Pascal you saw close in 2019 and the Pascal you see now?
He's taking on a bigger load of responsibility. But he's welcome it, and he's meeting it head on. He's more aggressive. He's being a leader for that team. He's taking more one-on-one moves and making more tougher one-on-one shots. He's being the leader they need him to be. And with him and Fred, I said that DNA. Even though so many guys have left from that team, it's amazing to see them still continue to be successful in rebuild years, to be able to be in the playoffs and and fight the way they've been fighting. So, kudos to them. Tip my hat to them. They had a hell of a year. But we got to continue to move forward and focus on us.
Speaking of the young guys that they brought in, obviously a very different team than the one you played on years ago.
I was Scotty Barnes Rookie of the Year, but all the other guys that they have that we played early, we played them so many times this year. Preseason, we got a good look at them, and they gave us a good whooping in the preseason. So I seen a lot of the younger guys, and was shocked at the length that they had and just the potential. So when you got all that length and that athleticism, you have a lot of potential to be great. And I think in a couple of years, you look out for them. They're going to be one of those teams that's going to be right back on the top of the East.
And is it pretty strange that the year you get your Raptors championship ring, you're going up against them, and now you go up against Kyle in the second round?
Very unique, man. It's a weird, strange year. I said we didn't expect to play them first round. It's play them at the end of the season, and that kind of dictated us playing them the first round. Having ring night, even though it was a special night, but we lost, and that kind of dictated our playoff series. And having to play them now, and also having to play Kalo, who also texted me, wish he could have been there for ring night. He also called me because he has a hamstring issue, and we've talked to some of the similar people with injuries. He's, I'll see you this weekend. He kind of jinxed us because we had lost at home. But yeah, we had a conversation prior to game 5, I believe it was. But yeah, it's a weird, unique year, but it's going to be a lot of fun to be able to compete against guys that I call family, my brothers. Once we step on that floor, it's competitiveness. There's no teammates anymore. There's no family. There's no, but he's still my guy. Still love those guys. Still love him. But once the ball goes up, it's game time.
Thanks, DJ.
Appreciate you guys.